It is a homemade broadcast. 4 seconds. I don't know why it doesn't let me know when it's live, but it is the homemade broadcast. My name's Will Kuntz. This is Anna Hummel next to me here. She is dressed up for Halloween
No, I'm just cold.
as a gypsy ghost.
A bohemian gypsy Romanian Zionist, colonist, imperialist, white devil.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome back. My God, I feel like everybody forgot about us already. We've been gone for a few weeks, first due to Hurricane Milton. Then we had, basically Hurricane Milton. I'm traveling back from I skipped town. I was out of here. And you stayed, though, for Hurricane Milton.
Yes. And then I got COVID.
And then you got COVID.
It was kind of not in the stars for both of those weeks. First, because of the hurricane. Second, because you were on your way back. I was still kind of sick, and it was a mess. But we're back now, healthy, happy.
And you had a tough time with COVID, right?
Yeah, it was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because I really pride myself on my immune system. Much like my father, we say stuff like, we don't have weak DNA. That's something we've said to each other.
Yep.
Haven't been sick in about 3.5 years, and then just got knocked on my booty. Just
terrible.
Out. So I was fine. I was fine. But I was surprised at how sick I got.
Did you have it before?
Yes.
And were you sicker this time?
I felt like last time was a harder punch, but it was quick. Whereas this was more of a drawn out sort of thing where each day wasn't as challenging, but it lasted much longer for me.
Okay.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But I'm back. We're back. I feel good. I feel like I got like a. You play like a Mario Party?
I mean, I have. I'm not an avid player.
Boost, like
yeah.
I feel like that now because now I have another some more immunity to a different variant.
Okay.
Whatever Latin or Greek letter it is this time.
That's good.
AE Pi. I feel like they should start naming him after like fraternities or whatever. But
it's cute to see people who still mention COVID in public discourse. You're just like, we are so past that now.
Yeah. Although it is somewhat still relevant because I got it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
no, it's still there. I'm not saying that it's doesn't exist anymore. It definitely still exists. It exists now as much as it did back then.
Yes,
really,
it is.
It's just, people just have moved on.
Correct. And this would be my advice. And this is exactly what I did. And I suggest other people to do if you get COVID is walk it off.
Yeah, literally.
That's what I did. I walked it off.
Walk it off.
Walk it off. Don't be a
walk it off in churches. Walk it off in nursing homes.
Yes.
Tour facilities.
Walk it
off.
Yeah. Although I do have to admit this, I walked into a Publix with a mask.
Okay.
And I was embarrassed for myself. And I wanted someone to say something to me because I'm usually on the other side judging others. I wanted someone to say something to me so I could rip it off and go, I have COVID. I'm doing this for your benefit, not my own. I'm doing this not because I'm scared, but I don't want to kill Brenda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, now we're definitely way past the point that whenever I do see somebody with a mask on, I'm just assuming that they are sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that the assumption?
Yeah.
Not that they're scared.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You can kind of tell in the eyes. Sometimes you go, you're scared, but most of the time I'm like, something's going on with you. Right. It may not even be COVID. Maybe you just have a cold or something. You're trying to be. Now I kind of think it's nice. Okay, honestly. Good. Now I'm like, okay, you're trying to. I see what you're doing here. There's not to say that there's any. I mean, there's tons of wackadoos who are still, afraid, but. I just assume that they're trying to be nice.
Yeah.
And they're ill.
Because as soon as I got out of the store and I was in open space, I ripped it off, which shows, hey, I'm being courteous to you. Like, I'm fine, but I don't want to. Okay. That makes me feel better because in my mind, I thought I looked like someone who is afraid. But I'm being actually the courteous one by not trying to spread germs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how most people.
Cool. All right. I feel good about that now.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, we got tons to talk about. So much that I was running it through in my head, and I'm like, I should be writing all this stuff down because we've been gone for 2 weeks and there's so much to talk about. I totally did not do that today. So I did tell you some things though to prompt me on.
Oh, I won't forget.
At the beginning of the uncensored extra bonus time, which who knows, that might even last a little longer since we since we weren't here the past 2 weeks. We are on Substack, by the way. If you are listening on Wednesday at 6 p.m., we are live on YouTube and Rumble, willsyoutube.com. You can interact with the show. You can do super chats. You can do normal chats. We got people now enough that they're like talking to each other in the chat room, which is very nice. I do enjoy that very much.
Can I respond to a comment that was
Sure.
made? Can you go up just one little click?
One?
No, up one click.
This
one?
Like
on the arrow.
Oh.
There. When Holyoke Joe says, I've never worn a single mask, you're bedbound. So
you don't have to, Joe.
People should walk into your room with a mask. You know what
you're
I mean?
exempt, Joe.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I didn't know if he was throwing shade at me as if to go, I'm not afraid. I go, but your whole existence is in a room.
Right.
Right. So okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's good. So if unless something catches our eyes in the chat room, we'll pull it up too. But a good way to get your comments read, and we can get some money for doing this. A little bit of money is the super chat. So that's good. As you can subscribe to the Substack as well. That's awesome. And right now you can get the audio only podcast of the full entire episode, not just the free 30 minutes that you'll hear on a podcast feed or on Radio St. Pete. hmbradio.substack.com. I made it super cheap as they would let me do it is what I made it for. And you can subscribe for a year or two, which cuts down on that cost more. It's a really good way to support Anna and I in this endeavor. But let's get to the program. We're already a third of the way through, believe it or not. And Hurricane Milton was here and it's gone. Helene here right on its or no, I guess Helene was first.
Yes, 10 days prior to Milton.
Oh man, it's been a whirlwind.
Yes, it has.
This whole thing has truly been a whirlwind here. But Florida residents are planning to sell their homes and leave after hurricane season. There's people talking about they had to rip. I was driving down First Street in St. Petersburg. You ever been on First Street?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Yeah. But there's kind of a little back road that kind of makes you avoid 4th Street. So it's, it's one lane. No, I guess it is 2 lanes and you don't have to drive on 4th Street. 4th Street is terrible. So I take First Street and it is like a bomb went off.
Really?
So bad. It's so bad. There's so much stuff just piled up. And I went to the doctors, which we'll talk about later. But he's got a buddy in Shore Acres.
Oof.
Shore Acres in St. Petersburg. Bless your hearts. Luckily, you're rich because it was really bad. He said his buddy. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It's terrible.
It was a nervous laugh.
It was more of a gallows humor thing. So I do apologize. I know I've helped clean out, people's homes from Helene. And it was terrible. My doctor said that his buddy's house in Shore Acres had 4 feet of sand in it.
Sand. Yeah.
I mean, that's how high the water was. But after back-to-back storms this hurricane season, many residents are planning to sell their homes and move out of flood zones or out of the Sunshine State completely.
Oh, wow.
Bye-bye. I get it, but goodbye. Don't come back. Some wasted no time with a contract for a new home. See, this is what I'm saying. Like they have enough disposable income. Thank God for them that they're able to just kind of like leave this behind, a very expensive home, which probably before the hurricane was high 6 figures, if not in the 7 figures. And just buy something else and leave. I mean, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, good for them. God bless them.
This is Jody Hammeroff. Says, we're not going to move back into this house. It was very traumatic, and I don't want to go through this again. We actually have a contract on a new house. We're just not going to come back here. No joke. My husband had someone looking for us 2 days after Helene. Right next door, a neighbor in Shore Acres said that they're also selling after the rebuild. They said, is this worth going through again? How am I going to feel next year, let alone 2 weeks later? But this one said Chris Beardsley, a Shore Acres resident. He said, it's more important for a peace of mind for the future to move along and sell the house for what we can get for it. Beardsley said his family tried convincing him to leave the state, but he couldn't leave his law practice in the area. Says, you think, should I move home where I grew up? Could we move across the country? But for my profession, it keeps me in the area. He plans to rebuild first, but a realtor said she's getting dozens of calls from residents wanting to sell their homes while it's still gutted. They just said they don't want to do it anymore, and I don't really blame them, of course, the Tampa Bay realtor said. So they're going to be very discouraged, and everyone that I've met with so far has been, all but one are for sure going to sell.
May I?
Sure.
I feel like I need to get something off my chest.
Yeah, please.
I think the last time we did a show together, it was the Wednesday before Milton.
Yes.
And I kind of made a casual joke about how there was some disturbance in the Gulf. Yeah. And I was kind of hoping for something significant so that my cousin wouldn't have to come. So I feel like I got a little bit more than I bargained for. And I'm really sorry that I caused Milton.
Yeah,
because I feel like it was my fault. I'm like, man, wouldn't it be great if? And it wasn't even that I didn't want to see my cousin. This is how lazy I am. It's like I don't want to clean the house. That seems annoying.
A hurricane will clean it for you.
Yeah.
In some cases.
Yeah. But it was funny because the boyfriend was like, yeah, wouldn't it be great if she didn't come? And we were both kind of like joking about it. And he started showing me the disturbances in the Gulf. And he goes, this might hit right when she's trying to get here. Fingers crossed. And then it literally did. And when it was building
did she show up anyway?
Well, she couldn't because the airport was closed. Oh, okay. So unfortunately, TPA made the decision for us. But and it was funny because she said she had a whole East Coast trip and she only bought insurance for the Florida leg of the trip, and she was able to cash in on that. Yeah, so thankfully, but it's been 7 years, so we'll try again in another 7.
Try again in another 7. Well, I mean, hopefully this is a 1 in 7 year type of storm. Florida certainly did get walloped this hurricane season. I believe 3 storms made landfall in Florida, and obviously Helene was. I want to know what the economic. I know they don't know. It's probably going to take them a long time to calculate it, but I think that's going to be like number 1 as far as destruction caused from a hurricane. Just because, North Carolina got effed up. Interstates totally got destroyed.
How many people are dead? Because, I've been watching too much Tim Kennedy recently. Do you know who this is? You know Tim Kennedy.
Yeah, he's on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he was a former UFC fighter, Green Beret, like just a bad A, if you will. And he's up in helicopters like there's 600 people that are missing. And I'm like, what? Why is no one talking about this? Asheville was just destroyed. There were mudslides and floods, and I'm sure you've seen some of the footage as well.
Sure.
Yeah, really, really scary stuff. Really, really scary.
Really terrible. I mean, the fact that people are just Florida has gotten tremendously lucky with hurricanes. I feel like, especially this coast. In fact, there was
Florida, if you want to say Florida, maybe
Florida coast. Yeah, the Tampa Bay area.
Okay, that's a lot more specific.
Yes, you're right. Because Fort Myers got
I was about to say, ask the people about Ian.
Yes. Yeah. So. That's true. But that was only last year.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. So it's been pretty good. I've lived here for 40 years, almost next month, and I feel like we've gotten there's been some disturbances, but it feels like they've been more common now lately within the past few years.
Now I've only lived in Florida for 8 years.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe 3 out of the 8 years I've seen headlines such as this is a historic storm. This will be a historic storm, the likes of which we haven't seen in over 100 years. And every time we're okay. Now, Helene, I mean, people have lost their homes. Milton, there's been damage. But I would say we were bruised and battered, but not knocked out. We weren't demolished by any means.
I mean, Helene, I think, did more property damage than Milton. But I wasn't here for it, so I don't know what it was like outside. You were, though.
Yes, I was gallivanting around, and that kind of made my sickness worse. So if you're on the cusp of COVID, stay inside, because I was like, oh, I'm feeling a little better. Let me go run around in the rain. And then the next day I really fell ill. But yeah, it was cool. It is, it's kind of fun to see how bad it can get.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I know it's terrible, but I do get that.
It's kind of like a scary movie. Like, you don't want to be maybe absolutely terrified for your life, but a little scare, it makes you feel alive. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how bad is it going to get? Are we going to, Am I going to see a tree go down? How hard can
lots
the
of
winds
trees
blow?
Lots of trees down here, and big ones too.
How fast do you think the wind would need to be blowing for you to stand outside and like take flight? Well,
after my visit to the doctor's office and stepping on the scale,
I cannot wait to guess your
it would
weight
take a lot.
in the next part of the show.
We're gonna do that in a special bonus portion, extra time, uncensored, because I won't want to curse once I tell Anna what the results were on the scale. And you can get that, by the way, live Wednesday on Rumble and YouTube, willsyoutube.com, and on Rumble HMB Radio. And you can join us and join the conversation. And also the Substack, hmbradio.substack.com. Now, I do want to talk, obviously, this is kind of a harsh segue here. Well, you didn't have any damage, right?
No, we're fine.
No damage. No damage here either. I mean, frankly, when I came back home, I was surprised that even the plants on the back porch were still up. The lights that we have strung up, still up. I think it was the way the wind was, because we're facing, the front door is facing north.
Right.
So I think the wind was coming on either side, east and west. I think, right?
Yeah.
The way,
yeah,
you sound confident.
I'm trying to think about like the spaghetti models and everything and how the storm was hitting us. But it was just a bit. The eye was about an hour south.
Yeah, it was Siesta. Was it Siesta Key?
Is where main landfall.
Yeah, so that's about an hour south. Yeah, but with the drive, I mean, it's what, 30, 40 miles. I mean, it was pretty.
It was close.
It's pretty much a direct hit, I would say.
I don't know if I can say that, but it was close.
Okay.
It was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortably close.
Yeah.
Which is great. It also a lot of great things happened during the hurricane, and you won't hear a lot of people say that, but I was blocked by my sister for 3 months.
Oh.
And this unblocked me.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So Milton is, although keeping family apart, me and my cousin, it's bringing me and my sister together.
That's good. That's good.
She decided to check on me, which was really nice of her.
That's nice.
Really nice.
I think we actually talked about that when you were over here last time. Not on the podcast.
Yeah.
But
yeah, me and my sister haven't spoken in several months. Oh, Pillow Pants, $5. Thanks.
Hey, Pillow. Thank you. Welcome back, sexies. Thank you. Appreciate it.
But yeah, so my sister reached out and said something. And I think she said something like 3 days late, but like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
She mellowed on it. She thought about it.
Yeah. I mean, I could have been, dead those 3 days, but I wasn't. So I responded and I said, thank you for checking on me. I appreciate that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. So now I'm out of the doghouse, kind of.
Well, that's good. I would say overall, I know a lot of people, just personally for my family members, I think everybody got extremely lucky. I know a lot of people are suffering, and that's terrible. Hopefully we're done for the year. We can recoup, and I'm a little nervous. You don't think so?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be great if there was like a Thanksgiving surprise?
It could happen.
It lasts until December 1st, I believe, is the.
I think it's November. You might
I think
be
it's
right.
June 1 to December 1.
Let's look it up.
When is hurricane season? It is half.
I thought it was November 1st.
You might be right. I thought it was December
hurricane
1st.
Season.
November 30th.
So
okay.
yeah, December.
There could be a November surprise. We get Kamala and a hurricane.
Oh, there's
how great would that
surprises. Be? Yeah. Oh, that's. Well, I was going to say, like, I know we got a lot going on, a lot to talk about. I mean, the election is. What?
13 days. 13 days away.
Holy mackerel.
Do you have plans? Because I do.
I don't. As of right now, I think I'm gonna load up the rifle and just sit with it on my lap just in case.
That's probably a better plan than mine. I'm having I'm gonna get drunk with my girlfriend and we're just gonna drink like all the wine and watch Fox News and then just like pass out in her son's bed.
I like that.
He's not gonna be there, by the way. So.
The son must be thrilled.
No, he's not gonna be there.
Okay. All right. But we do have Halloween. Now I don't know how. I was looking at a few days ago. I was looking at Instagram as I'm wont to do. By the way, you can follow me there, home_made_man if you want to. And I saw people dressed up in costumes. And I'm going, it's a little early, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little early, and then I'm looking at the calendar. I'm like, holy S, it's already the 20th.
I know.
This is time.
23rd, yeah.
Really, it's next week though, because Halloween is on Thursday.
Dude, you can dress up all month.
1 week from today.
You
I don't
can
know.
dress up all month. I'd say like at least 2 weeks out, you're good.
You could start celebrating and get your pumpkins ready, but you shouldn't be like Halloween parties. I feel like are the last 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
But really, it's this weekend. Is when everybody's going to be popping off for the Halloween parties.
Is it? Right? I believe it falls on a Thursday this year.
It does.
Okay.
Which means next year, Friday.
Ooh,
Friday Halloween. That's going to be fun. And I wanted to see, these are always cool, the top 25 trending Halloween costumes of the year, according to Google. Should we even try to guess them? How do you feel about dressing up? Do you dress up? Are you a dresser upper?
I don't think I've dressed up in... Oh, I dressed up last year as a pickle.
Okay.
Yeah, I dressed
Did
up
you
as
have to do that for work?
I didn't have to, but
okay.
It was a...
Did anybody else dress up at your work?
Yeah. We had like a... It was called the Bubba 199.
Yeah.
It's like a fundraiser.
What was the sponge? What did he dress up as?
Dress up.
He didn't?
No. It'd be like a potato. I don't know.
I thought it might... No. I mean, you could just be a sponge.
No. So
be very
all
meta.
the girls, there were a lot of beautiful women with fake breasts, and they showed up with looking just very sexy.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was a pickle. And I'll show you the picture of us all together. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
They're all like super hot nurse, cat lady, and then just a big old dill.
And not the one you're thinking of. Yeah. Not the sexy kind.
Yeah. It was a good move. It was fun.
I like that. I like it. Yeah, so you're not like a get sexy, what about...
I did once in my life.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you?
I think I pulled it off. Maybe not.
What were you?
Well, I was 24. I was doing a lot of drugs at the time. It was like the best time of my life and also the worst time of my life. It was great because I was hot, young, thin, and doing drugs and getting a lot of stuff for free, which
nice.
Makes anyone happy, especially a Jew.
Yeah.
But then my parents were like getting divorced. So there was that in the backdrop of that.
Trying to get back at dad?
Yeah. No, not really back at dad. Just trying to escape more so the pain. But I dressed up as a sexy version of... Do you remember Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Yeah.
I was
loved it.
Jesus. Green monkey. Green monkey. I bought a green monkey shirt.
Yes.
I think. And then I had a skater helmet from where I don't know, but it was in my garage. And then I spray painted it gold. And then I just was wearing like short black shorts. Short. Like they were spandex. They were
okay.
Yeah. And then I got like knee-high athletic tube socks and then like boots, but they were like heels. And I took a picture of myself, and I wish I could find it somewhere, but like I remember looking at that picture for weeks after. I'm like, I am so effing hot. Like I was... Maybe this should be in the next part, but I was like getting off. I was like, I look great. I look amazing. But
I like dressing up, but I was working those the Florida road races, not racist races, the foot races, the fight. Yeah. I would always work those on Halloween, and it was that weekend, so I'd have to go to bed super early.
Do you think they need someone?
I don't know.
I should probably reach out.
You might want to reach out, but I think they only have the one race now. In St. Pete. They don't have that one anymore.
Said I did a great job.
That's good. I think you'll be invited back.
I hope so.
So I haven't had the opportunity to dress up in years. I'm not a fan. Like there's too much. Obviously, BuzzFeed came out about you can't be other cultures for Halloween. They've set these ground rules of things you can't do. I was stuck to no like dressing as anybody. No, just go as like Dracula, werewolf, ghost, like the classics.
That could be dangerous. Even
it can if your hat's a little too pointy, you can get in trouble. But if you're what about if you're a... See, I feel like the only way you can get around it is like, listen, you're white and you want to be Jimi Hendrix, for example. Okay, here's the workaround. You can't do blackface. You shouldn't. I don't really see what the big deal is, frankly. But if you're going to do it, you got to be zombie Jimi Hendrix. And you got to have the green paint, the brown paint, the red, the blood. So that way it's not just all, brown face. My friend did that, by the way.
I know.
Jimi Hendrix. And he is one of the most liberal people that I know. to the point where it's almost annoying.
Did he pull kind of
like
like a Howard Stern where he's like, I don't remember that life.
I remember. Well, I have photographic evidence of it that I've kept in case I need to blackmail him. But I remember when he showed up. This was pre like wokeness.
Well, what year is this? Give us like a circa.
2009,
okay.
2010.
Those were good years.
Those are fun.
Those were
Those are coming out of 9/11, having fun again. That was good. But I remember when he showed up as Jimi Hendrix with face paint on, in arm paint, like he did the due diligence.
Yeah.
I went, what are you doing? He goes, what?
You were clutching your pearls.
I was what? Not canceled.
Me. No, I know, but you were.
I was worried about him.
This risk, like
I was worried about him, like because it was like teetering on. Obviously, it was taboo at that point, but nobody really said anything. But I'm sure people were like, "Whoa, wow," clenching their butt cheeks a little bit.
Do you think anyone recognized him?
I don't know.
By the way, I know your friend. He would look so scary as a black person. Just thinking about his face, but like 18 shades darker.
Oh, he's Irish, so he's the whitest of the white people.
Yeah.
But so if you're gonna do that, you want to be somebody of an alternate race. Just make sure you're a zombie version of that celebrity. That way you can kind of get around. Also, it's supposed to be like, to me, anyways, it's not just dressing up. It's like spooky, scary Halloween.
Yeah.
It's not just, you can't be a pickle.
Yes, you can. You could be spicy. You could be sexy. You could be scary.
You could be zombie pickle.
No.
You could be jump blood on you.
I literally just wanted to put the pickle on.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Well,
frankly.
It was great and people loved it. So.
Okay. I know people do. People do it all the time. Like they just dress up as a thing. They're just like, I'm this celebrity or I'm a banana or a pickle. And it's your costume.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's supposed to celebrate spooky scariness of Halloween.
Right.
So it should be something spooky scary.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's the full list from Google's top trending costumes of 2020. Oh, is this 2000? Oh, it is 2024. All right, good. I thought this was last year. I don't know who this is. Shrunken Head Bob from Beetlejuice. Okay, you don't know what that is. Number 2 was Ray Gun.
I was wanting to be that because my hair is the perfect length. I am whitish. Put on a cap. I could, we're about the same body size. It would have been good.
That's the Australian breakdancer, by the way, in the Olympics, who was terrible.
Yes.
We got Catnap from the Poppy Playtime video game, came in at number 3. I don't know what that is.
No.
Dolores from Beetlejuice. Okay, a lot of Beetlejuice, which is the second Beetlejuice movie. Did you see it?
No, didn't even know it was out.
I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it's terrible.
Okay.
Pomni from the Amazing Digital Circus series. Is this kids' costumes?
No, not all of them.
Envy from Inside Out 2. Don't know what that is. Red from Descendants, The Rise of Red.
No.
Don't know. Sabrina Carpenter. I just found out who that was the other day.
I actually did a deep dive on her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued by her for
Why?
some reason. I don't know. I think I did. You ever see Saltburn?
Nope.
Okay. For those watching, so her boyfriend is the guy, Barry Keoghan or whatever. And I watched Saltburn and I was waiting for the scene because everyone's like, there's this scene that is wild. It is insane. And the movie itself was a little spicy, and I'm like, I don't understand why people are getting so upset. And then I saw the scene, and it shook me.
And she's in it.
No, but she's dating that guy.
Oh.
And I'm like, how can you be with a guy
what happened?
Did that? I can tell you in 1 minute.
Okay. All right. We'll save it. So let's just go quick.
Yeah.
Let's go quickly through then because we're almost out of time for Radio St. Pete and podcast anyways. Lady Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay. And that's the top 10. You got Chipotle Burrito, Anger, Disgust from the Inside Out. I guess that's a big franchise. Wolverine, Anxiety from Inside Out, more Beetlejuice stuff, more Deadpool and Wolverine stuff. Soldier Boy. I didn't even know he was still around. That comes in at number 24.
Isn't that from like 2012?
Well, he's back in costume form. be careful.
Yeah,
if you're gonna be Soldier Boy,
careful.
Be careful. You know who I'm talking to, particular demographic. Be careful.
White
if you're
guys
gonna
look
just
like
go
Paris.
as zombie Soldier Boy, that would be my
Mhm.
suggestion. I don't think I'll be dressing up this year though either. But happy Halloween.
Yeah.
I hope you have fun. I don't know. I think we're gonna go do something, right? For Halloween.
I kind of want to do like a fall festival thing.
I want to do I think St. Pete has a Central Avenue where they close it down on
Really?
Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's do that.
Yeah. That
it's a
sounds.
Bucks game though. It's on Sunday. Uh-oh. We'll figure something
Okay,
out.
we'll
Well,
figure it out.
anyway, stay tuned. Podcast. Well, I guess not podcast, but Substack. It'll be on hmbradio.substack.com. You can subscribe there. If you're watching live, which many of you are right now, willsyoutube.com or Rumble, you can just stick with us because we're going to get right to the extra bonus, super spooky, scary content that will be not Halloween themed, but my personal life themed. And it is super scary. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that and check it out. If you want to watch it for free later, you can do that, but it won't be out till Sunday at midnight. So subscribe on Substack, hmbradio.substack.com. We're going to continue on over there. Goodbye, freeloaders. And welcome back. Farts. Now we can curse. Super extra scary bonus time. Halloween.
Oh, you want me to tell you the scary scene?
Yeah, I don't want to see the scary scene.
In Saltburn. So I heard a lot. This was probably, I don't know, 5 months ago, something like that. I heard a lot of people referencing this movie, like, oh, Saltburn, the scene, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please, like, I've seen it all. I've experienced it all. It'd be really hard for me to be shooketh. But I was. There was a scene where I believe his name is Barry Keoghan, whatever that actor. Yeah, that guy. He has Asian eyes. He has the epicanthal fold, but he is Irish, I believe. Okay. Yes, that guy.
Yeah.
So the hot guy, Jacob, is this like tall guy, and essentially the Barry character is trying to fuck him.
Okay.
Can I
did he diddy his ass?
Hold on. Can I a spoiler alert it? Like, I'm gonna give stuff away.
Yeah, I'll probably never see it.
Okay.
So if you can spoil it for me, and just in case anybody wants to see Saltburn out there, close your ears.
So Barry kills hot guy. You don't know that initially, but you assume it. They bury hot guy Jacob, and then Barry is like, I never got to have my way with him, and he just takes his dick out, lies on the freshly dirted grave, and just starts fucking the grave.
Okay. The dirt.
All right. The dirt. So he's buried in a coffin. They put dirt on it. It's just like they just had the ceremony maybe an hour prior. And then Barry is so distraught that he just takes his pants down and lies on the ground and just starts fucking the dirt. And I went, oh, that's the scene. Like, I wasn't expecting it. It caught me off guard. And I like clapped, like, you know, open hand clap. Yeah. I was so excited, but because they got me, I didn't think they were going to get me.
Yeah.
They got me. So that was cool. So that's who Sabrina Carpenter's dating.
Which one? The guy who got effed or the effer?
The fucker. And he's got quite a large penis. And the last scene of the movie is he basically kills this whole rich family, starting with the hot guy and whatever. He kills the whole family. And then he inherits like their estate.
Nice.
And he's dancing around the estate with his big old dick, just naked in the house.
Nice. Was it his? Is it confirmed his?
Yeah. Like he like kills all the kids, and then he like fucks the mom and makes her sign stuff.
Oh my God.
It's a whole thing. Wow. But at the end, he's dancing around the estate because now it's finally his, and he just and his dick is out.
Nice.
Because he's home, like whatever. He's nude.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. That is sort of Halloween themed. Yeah, I don't think I need to.
You'd like the grave fucking part.
You think?
Yeah. Just because you're like, whoa. I was alone and I audibly like made a noise. I was like, hey there.
I didn't even hear about this movie.
Really?
I don't even.
Yeah,
I have no idea what's going on out there in the world whatsoever. So you prompted me earlier with how much wind would it take in a hurricane to be lifted off the ground to fly? And I don't really know the answer, but I did go to the doctor. I had to do my annual physical, 40 years old, next month on the 25th of November.
Yeah.
So I had to do my 40-year-old physical. And they had to do extra tests now. There's more tests that they have to take because I'm of age.
Yeah.
I'm a middle-aged man.
When is your first colonoscopy?
I think that if the blood work was to show any like number over a certain amount, that I would have to get one.
Yeah.
But they did test with blood. With blood, they tested my prostate.
Colonoscopy.
Oh, colonoscopy.
Yeah.
I thought you said prostate.
No,
exam.
no, colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy, I don't know.
Because I'm going to start having to get them, I think, at 40.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's like at 45 or 50, but because it runs in my family, then it needs to be earlier.
I think it's 50 now.
But they recommend if it runs in your family to do it like a decade or 5 years prior. So
yeah.
Let's get this in party started.
I will say this.
Yeah.
For as badly as I've treated myself this year, just know, I was not the pinnacle of health ever in my life, but prior to 2024, I was active. I would go run for 4 miles a day, so 25 miles a week.
You did 4 miles a day?
4 miles a day.
Excellent.
I know. And I was still struggling with
doesn't matter, you
weight,
still did it.
But I still did
it. Yeah.
But I was still struggling with my weight. I wasn't dropping down. I tried intermittent fasting. Like I tried a lot of different things for my weight. Now in 2024, and that was a tough year. I obviously quit the Johnny B show.
You moved.
I moved.
Had a job you hated.
I got that job that I absolutely despised, and I still get nightmares. It makes my skin crawl thinking about it.
Was that
even though it's been many weeks now, like 3 or 4 weeks since I quit there, I still, I wake up sometimes. At first, I'm like, oh no, and then I'm like, oh god, I don't have to go there. Thank God. But obviously, sitting in front of a computer for 10 to 12 hours a day, I wasn't really able to continue on my streak, let's just say, of health. I don't know if I call it health. Now, I still drank, and for a while there, the first few months of 2024, pretty much just like boozing every day.
You forgot the holidays were over, I think, because Will loves the holiday season. He really does it. And every year I've known him, I've known you probably about 7 or 8 years now.
Yeah.
The holiday season keeps getting pushed back earlier and earlier every year. So
I feel like I'm in it now.
You are in it now, right? Because at first it was like, the last maybe 3 weeks of the year, and then it was like the whole month of December.
Yeah.
Then it was like from my birthday, your birthday being the end of November. Then it was like Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
Then now this year, you quit probably the end of September-ish, your job, or around September 15th, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And he's like, I'm done for the rest of the year. I'm like, oh, the holidays start right after Labor Day. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Start shutting her down. It was a hard year.
Yeah.
So I started shutting her down. But I was a little afraid of what the scale was going to say. I knew it was going to be bad.
All right. Hold on. I'm actually really
Let me say this, though, too. Okay. Let me say this, that I did get my blood work back today, and I don't have cancer. I don't need a prostate exam. He tested it with blood, and that's good.
Your PSA levels.
What is that?
The
prostate antigen. Yes, that's good. And, a little high in some places, sugar, cholesterol. It's not great, but listen, I gotta say, for what I did to myself, and in particular, because my doctor asked me, what's been going on. I told him, it's been boozing way too much, and he was like, okay, well, let's see what the blood work says. Liver's good, liver's great, functioning very well. So God bless you, liver. I hope to keep it rolling, keep our relationship going.
All right, let's get down.
But the scale.
This is where I shine.
Let me tell you this too, that I go, he asked me, well, how do you feel? I go, I don't feel good. And
what
I
do
know.
you mean by that? Like overall, just
Yeah, he's like, how do you feel about? And I was like, I'm afraid to even step on that scale, for example. And he goes, you don't have to. And I went, no, I gotta know.
Face
I haven't
the
done
music,
it. I haven't done it all year. So I think last time I stepped on this scale there, I was 235 pounds, I believe.
Would you mind standing up? You were 235 last time?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get a good look?
I did. Okay. You won't be like insulted if I.
No. Nah.
I would say like 303.
What the fuck? 303? No, it's not quite that bad. Damn. Do I look like I'm 303 pounds? You said you were good at this. I mean, listen, I'm gonna say you're not super far off. Though. I mean, if this was at the fair, and some guy asked me that, I would have won a teddy bear because I think they have to be within 5 pounds. But you're pretty damn close. That came in at 2 Anna
90.
No. 285.
Okay.
So better, Do I look like? Oh man, I must look like shit. I really gotta.
I thought you were gonna hit 3.
I could tell you though, because I can even when I go to wipe my ass now, it's more of a struggle to get back there.
Wait, hold on. Let's do the math here. 235. You've gained 50 pounds.
Yeah. In a year, 10 months. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, listen.
Are you going back on meth?
Well, Eric goes, my doctor. So, what do you want to do? And I go, what do you mean? He's like, do you want to intervene medically? Or and I'm like, not really, to be honest. And he goes, okay. He was really cool, but he's like, okay. And then he talked about the drugs, the injections.
Yeah. GLP-1 mimetics.
Yes.
Ozempic, Wegovy's.
Yeah. So.
What about the fen?
Yeah,
phentermine or whatever you want.
It worked for a little while, but then I just got used to it, so it didn't work. I don't want to do that.
Just ate faster.
Yeah, got to that point. So I don't know. I might have to look into that. And I got to get it retested in 6 months. So
I don't want to be the a-hole in the room. What about that? What about your foods?
Yeah.
What about your foods?
What about them?
But here's the thing, and again, I don't see what you do most minutes of the day.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen you, you've never been really crazy out of pocket.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm glad that I have a witness.
Again, I see you an hour.
No, I'm not talking. I live with somebody.
Okay.
So I pretty much eat what she eats.
Right.
For dinner.
I see you eat chicken. I see you eat salad.
I had salad and crab cake. So on 2 crab cakes for dinner. And a salad. Bag salad.
Yeah.
So
what do you
I don't know.
Think?
I don't know. I mean, I think you just look at my dad and that's what's happening to me. He goes through the same stuff. I'm just 40 now. The wheels are coming off the tracks. Oh no, I gotta do. I don't know. I gotta start exercising again, and maybe I'll try the drugs. Maybe I'll try the shots.
Can you? This is an obnoxious request, but I'm just trying to be a helpful friend.
Yeah.
Have you tried tracking what you eat? Just so
I can tell you what I ate today.
But I mean, I don't know how many calories are in what.
I don't know. How would I know?
You can track it.
How?
There's apps, MyFitnessPal, and
but I can just tell you.
Okay.
Okay, let me give you an example. Here's what I ate today.
Yeah.
I had 2 eggs and 2 pieces of toast with butter, a little bit of jelly on the bread too.
Yeah.
For breakfast, I had a turkey and cheese sandwich for lunch. Oh, and I had a banana. And then for dinner, I had a salad and 2 crab cakes.
That's what you ate yesterday or today?
Today. It doesn't sound that bad, right?
Measured, yeah. Seems pretty measured. Like it shouldn't account for a 50-pound weight gain. Don't do that with your chin.
I'm just saying. This is what I'm dealing with. I don't know what to do.
Here's the thing. Like, I feel like stuff like this isn't magic, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a numbers game. But if what you're telling me is true, then that is strange.
I would agree. So. Well, I'm convinced that I have something, like I'm allergic to something.
You think maybe it's like a gluten,
maybe
celiac?
Maybe because I feel like I'm inflamed all the time too.
You're inflamed.
Oh, I'm inflamed. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I had insurance when I had that stupid job, but now I don't have that stupid job anymore, so I don't have insurance, so I could go get a panel done.
I was gonna say like a thyroid.
It'd be very
T3,
thyroid's
T4.
good.
Okay, that's weird.
That's good. And it actually last time it was a little funky.
Okay.
Now it's back to normal.
Yeah.
And he said it could have been just a test, or maybe something was going on hormonally. I was under a lot of stress last time, so I don't know. I don't know. I know I need to just like do something though, physical. And I don't think I can run I don't think I could go out and run.
Don't run.
You know what my dad said to me? He goes, "Yeah, you're probably too fat to run now, huh?" I was like, "What the hell?" He's probably right.
I mean, if it hurts your knees, don't do it.
Oh, my hip. I mean, just my hip.
Yeah, don't.
Hurts.
What you need to be doing is
right
just
now
walking, swimming, stuff like
walking.
that.
I was thinking like a bike.
Might
have to go try to get a gym membership.
But here's the thing: is like I hate to break it to you, but if you're trying to like lose fat, exercise isn't a great way to do it.
Yeah,
I know that sounds insane.
Yeah,
but you really don't burn that many calories exercising. You burn a lot less than you think you do. Not you, but just you.
No, I know.
Me included.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that was really tough. And I'm like, 150 calories? That's all I burn? Like, that's crazy. That is a piece of toast. But I would say, I know it's annoying. I know you just told me everything you ate, but if you can track the calories, the numbers, and even better, the macronutrients, just to kind of give you an idea of like, oh, I didn't realize I used a half a bottle of ranch on my salad. Maybe that's the culprit. You know what I mean? I know it's not, but I'm just giving you an example of where things could be overlooked.
Right.
Like sauces.
And I know like alcohol is a
big calories.
It does. And more than I thought, because I think like 2 ounces of bourbon is like close to 200 calories.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's any liquor too. For some reason, I thought vodka was 0.
No, alcohol has calories, but like vodka is like the least offensive. I'm not going to say it's good for you, but it's like the least offensive of the spirits.
Why do you say that?
I think lighter liquors just have less calories. I'm just talking about calories.
No, and I learned calories, they're all pretty much the same because it's the actual alcohol that's the calorie, I guess, right?
Then why is it? So it should be like the proof. Like that's what determines the calories.
That's a good question. I don't know. I know they said pretty much that it's just standard ounces of alcohol, about the same of hard liquor.
Okay.
But it's still, and I can, because I'm 285 pounds, I can drink more than what the average person can. So, so I need more.
How much you drink in a day?
Nah, I've cut way back now. I wouldn't say I'm drinking every day now.
Okay.
I drink maybe 3 times a week.
But when you do?
Well, I mean, look, I opened that bottle on
which bottle?
Good Times? Middle one, the Good Times.
Can I grab it for the?
Yeah, but I also didn't like it, so I didn't really drink it that
It'll
much.
Be gone by next week.
I might have some tonight.
Okay,
I'm gonna be honest with you. But
Good Times. I've never heard of this.
But it's just a little bit. I just had a pour, but that's because I had one pour. And
I mean, that's honestly like, unless you're like a raging alcoholic, I don't feel like
I can't. So let's just say I can probably put away a half a bottle.
And how many calories is that?
How many ounces are in a bottle?
I guess it depends on the bottle. This one looks like they wrote on it.
Here, let's see. I should say it on there somewhere. 750 milliliters.
Oh,
so
man,
I don't know what that is
in ounces.
All right, let me look it up.
All right, we got to figure out what's going on with Will. Get down to the bottom of this.
2 ounces. Let's look it up. Oh, this is Brave too. Stupid Brave browser. Anyway, this is not good for the podcast, but I mean, let's say, what would you say, like 600 calories maybe
For
and a half a bottle? Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Which is like,
it's not that bad though, right?
Yeah, and especially like someone your size
of my girth.
That's not that many.
Yeah, I would agree.
So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with you, but
I don't know either. And this could just be genetics too, right?
Genetics plays a role,
Yeah.
but I mean,
maybe
lifestyle
I just have
factors.
a lot of factors working against me. I don't know. We're gonna get it figured out, or we won't.
I think honestly, probably one of the obviously, you know, I would watch food, and by watch I mean literally just try to notate.
Yeah.
But like, I think stress would be a big factor
Yes,
that really affects your hormone levels, your insulin levels. Just start.
And I definitely, because he was asked, he's like, "Are you stress eating?" And I go, "No, actually, I remember I didn't have an appetite. Yeah, I didn't really have an appetite during that time, but was still, you know, gaining."
Ooh.
I have to try this again. 26. Oh, okay. Joe figured it out. We're going with Joe math though. 25.36 ounces is 750 milliliters. He says so. That's 12 ounces. And if 2 ounces are 200, so this would be about 600 calories.
Wait, where'd you get 12 ounces?
Because that's 750 milliliters.
Yeah.
And if it's a half a bottle,
yeah,
it'd be half of that. Half of 25 is 12 point.
Which means that wait, how much is a fluid ounce? Is how many milliliters is it in a fluid ounce?
Well,
like a
according
shot.
to Joe, 25. Well, about ounce and a half, maybe 2 ounces if you do a big one.
Okay.
So, which is pretty much, you know, a little pour.
Yeah, I got you.
What you're pouring, but yeah, I don't know. It could be anything. So I'm a little offended that you said I'm crushing 3 bills. I'm not quite there yet, but I'd say after the holidays, I might get there because we're heading into holidays.
You've been in the holidays for a month.
Yeah, no, but like we're talking like cookies, cakes, candies, alcohol, food.
Party. You have to go to the parties.
I have to go to the
party. You have to bring something to the parties. You have to eat at the parties to be a good guest.
That's right.
So, and then it's like you got Halloween food or candy, which not great. Then you have your birthday and Thanksgiving and your girlfriend's birthday.
Yep.
And then you have the holidays. So it's cookies, pies, all that shit.
Yes.
And then you have New Year's.
And New Year, new me.
Yeah.
That's when we'll try to.
That's when you're gonna pop the 3 bills.
By January 1st, I'll probably.
Can you weigh yourself on the 31st of December?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
I have to get a good scale that can hold me. I think most of those scales only go to 215.
We'll take you to Busch Gardens.
I have to use the animal scale to get the proper weight. Yeah. What was our? Oh, there was a few other things I wanted to talk about. So you're going, Johnny B's filming a special in a few weeks, right?
Yeah. Are you going?
I'm going to go and sit in the front row and go like this the whole time.
Don't laugh.
And just stare at him. No, no, I probably won't be attending.
Okay.
Do you know if I haven't talked to him in a long time. Is he releasing it on YouTube or does he put it behind a paywall?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I don't know anything about the production other than that there are 2 tapings, one at 5:30. This is on November 2nd, if those that are interested, and one at 8:30 p.m.
Same day.
Okay. So I will be at the 8:30 p.m.
All right.
performance.
Tickets available now. And where's it going to be?
I forgot the name, but it's a theater in Newport Richey.
Okay. All right. Cool. Because I've noticed that there's a lot of people doing the special route now. A lot of local comedians. And I get it. Like if you're putting it out, like Law Smith did one, and he's putting it out on YouTube, which, that makes sense.
He also puts a lot of content out on LinkedIn, which is an interesting
That is interesting. I have seen some things from him.
Is this
yes.
It's kind of fun because LinkedIn is a horribly boring place.
Yes,
but
yeah,
also
but on
like,
purpose.
What are you doing here with this?
It is some of this stuff. I remember just seeing him in like very short shorts on LinkedIn,
American
and I was like,
flag shorts.
I don't know if you should be posting this on your professional profile, but
whatever.
Whatever.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, as they say. So I saw that he's releasing on YouTube, which I'm like, okay, that makes sense. There's another comedian I saw that put it behind a paywall, filmed a special.
Do I know this person?
Yeah. I like this guy. I don't want to. I don't know if I should say it or not, but do you know
MF?
No, but yeah, I guess him too. But anyway, not important.
Sorry.
But I did see that there's people doing this, and like I said, I get it if you put it on YouTube, put it on your YouTube page, see if something happens. But they'll put it behind a paywall when you're, no offense, but nobody knows who you are really outside of maybe this immediate area here. How would somebody even know to search you? You know what I mean? To buy it.
Your circles on social media.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, you want to make money off of it or get view. Like, I would think that getting views. You typically let's go back to specials were for comedians who were selling out theaters or big venues, and a network would come to them and say, "Hey, there is demand for your work. You know what you should do? We'll pay you to do a special that we'll release on our network, so we can engage to an even bigger audience."
Yes.
Now with the internet, you can bypass all that. I just am dumbfounded by the idea. So I hope Johnny is smart enough to just release it on his YouTube. I'd pray.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you think that the person, and I'm sure you'll tell me after we stop filming, but do you think the person that put it behind the paywall is doing the Mark Cuban Mavericks approach? I don't know if you know what I'm referring to.
I do not, no.
So I saw something, I don't know a lot about obviously basketball or Mark Cuban for that matter, but I did see something online years ago where I think he was talking about the fact that the Mavericks weren't very good. So he buys the team, Mark Cuban buys the team, and he starts he buys them a plane. He has them, eating first class meals. He starts treating them like royalty, like winners. And then they started playing like winners. Like that was his approach. Okay. You know what I mean? Where he's like, I'm going to treat you like you're the best, even though you're not. And now you're going to start playing like the best because you believe, and you believe you're the best. You look the part. And now you're going to start training like you need to be the best. Sort of a thing. And he said it, and then they won the championship that year. I don't know. I'm just saying that that's an interesting kind of approach.
Well,
where you kind of give them the success first.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it, essentially. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. But the thing that wouldn't apply is that this is a NBA major league franchise, and this is a local comedian.
I said the approach.
Well,
I said the approach.
The approach wouldn't work in this scenario because I just couldn't get over the fact that, I put this behind a paywall, and who's searching for it? Are you putting out Facebook ads or something? What are you doing to get people to? Because I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a jerk.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, how would people know?
What's the strategy?
How would people know that it exists?
Or you can is it that you can tell people it's pretty exclusive stuff. I got a special, but it's behind a paywall.
But again, you have to be somebody.
I know. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here.
You need millions of, my buddy's a comic and is opening up for major comedians.
So proud of him, by the way.
Yeah.
Hanging out with Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. I thought, again, no shade to your friend.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was AI. When I saw the Taylor Swift image, I went, oh, he's a funny guy because he's AI'd other stuff.
Yes.
The Hawk Tuah stuff.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, he AI'd it. And then I saw her in that outfit, in other pictures in real. I was like, oh my God, he was really there because he's opening for Andrew Whiskey, Andrew Santino.
Major.
Awesome.
Major.
So proud of him.
He's on his way. I'm super proud of him too. I hope he doesn't hear this because I don't want him to.
Don't be sentimental. I'll be sentimental for you.
But he's doing well on social media. He's got 200,000 followers now on like TikTok or something.
Oh, okay.
But he's not putting on a special right now because there's just not a demand for his stand-up comedy. I mean, there is, like, he's getting there. But anyway, I guess this is very long-winded just to go, like, the internet has allowed people, and I say this with kind of trepidation because I feel this, allowed people, we're going to open a can of worms here, to live in a world of their own creation and kind of like fake it till you make it in a way, like presenting yourself as let's just say
the job you want.
Yeah, like I'm good enough at comedy that I put out a special. You know what I mean? But I'm good enough at radio that I started a podcast. Listen, because I feel like I'm suffer from it too. I will say that once I got on the air, I felt a lot better about having a podcast. So
absolutely, because you know why? Because somebody paid you, however little or much, employed you because they credentialed because they said this person is talented, capable, whatever, enough to be on the air. And then what that gives you the confidence and, like you said, the credentials to then go, well, I'm going to start a podcast because I'm a radio personality.
I had the podcast previous, but I did feel like, what am I doing?
Right.
Like I felt weird about doing it. But once I got credentialed, like I felt a lot better about it.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm kind of living in a fantasy land too online.
We all have delusions. I learned this in my Buddhist class. We all have delusions.
Sure, well, certainly some more than others. Yeah. I saw another thing too. Is one of my friends, and these are all my friends too, which is funny. I'm kind of trashing. I'm not going to tell them by name, but doing a podcast and talking about like the long road, and they were talking like they've been doing this thing, like looking back on a career. You know what I mean? Like I'm an old wily veteran. Here's what I've learned over my many years. Like they don't even really do it. That's the thing. Like it's not even a thing. It's just talking about the thing. When you see comedians or something that are doing podcasts that are not comedy podcasts, that's a red flag. They're probably not comedians. Or they're talking about other stuff. Professional comedians do podcasts. Shane Gillis does a podcast. It's hilarious. Andrew Santino does a podcast with Bobby Lee. Hilarious. Comedians do comedy podcasts.
There are some that aren't funny that are really good.
Like what?
Dave Smith.
Yes, but he's got a separate career.
That funny.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I don't think, and it's so funny because I love Dave Smith. You know this.
I do
for
too.
His brain, even though I don't agree with a lot of the things that he says, the way his brain works, and he's just a phenomenal debater. But he is not that funny. Out of the three Legion of Skanks, he's clearly the least funny.
I might put him
ahead of Louis J. Gomez.
Yeah,
I think Louis J. Gomez.
I mean, really, frankly, the only one that's funny out of that group is Big J.
Well, I mean, he's margins ahead of everybody else, standard deviations ahead of everybody
else. But I love all those guys.
Yeah. But that's the thing is what I'm saying is like, I mean, by trade, he is a comedian, Dave Smith.
But also, so he's got a second career though. He's a commentator on. He's a voice of libertarianism somehow he got he's a smart guy and managed to finagle that.
I know.
So it's not really, just a comedy, but he has a comedy podcast, which is Legion of Skanks, that is funny.
Yes.
And then he also has a side gig which is probably a bigger, well, I don't know.
Part of the problem is big. And he has his co-host is also a comedian. They talk about shows they do, and then they talk about nothing funny, which is fine. But it's not a comedy podcast.
Okay, I mean, listen, I could be wrong, too. Maybe I'm just being a little hard on the person.
Well, I think it wasn't top of mind.
But they're talking about comedy. And in a way that they're like dissecting it. And it's just like you don't have any insight. Really, you don't really do it. What are you talking about?
I'm very curious to learn who this person is.
You wouldn't know the other person.
Oh.
Good friend of mine. Love him. But I'm just watching this stuff going, everybody's just living in this fantasy land of their own creation. Most of the people.
But I think we also do too in the other way. Like we have delusions, but they're not fun delusions. So for example, we see the delusions on social media where we see someone who's 550-pound woman and she's like, I'm a 10. And you go, that's a delusion. But then I have delusions, and you'll probably make a joke about how they are. That's reality. But I'm like, I am insignificant. I don't matter. I suck. I should end it. Like I'm terrible. I am unlovable. Like those are also delusions too on the other end. So
Sure.
it's you got to balance them both. Like everyone has delusions, even you. So
yeah. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel almost weird, not trashing. I hope I wasn't trashing anybody, but being critical, I guess. And being like, what are you doing? When I guess I feel like I'm kind of doing the same thing. But I also feel like, and maybe this is a delusion, I got credentialed, so I'm I'm able to speak on stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I also think that you kind of have it's healthy because it's rooted in reality, but unhealthy because it's not good for your mentals. But you have a healthy sense of reality, and where you would never comment on your career in any way that it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You weren't like, I was on you were not a boaster. Which is really refreshing how much you hate yourself, actually, if I can be honest, because so many people in radio just think that they are the shiz to the nth degree.
You have to.
So when you have people like us who are rooted in reality and, suffer from critical self-doubt, crippling self-doubt, I think that is refreshing to people because
yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I have a lot of self-doubt. I feel like I'm very sure of my ability and my skill. I know I can always get better. I feel like I'm pretty good though. And
I'm not saying you're not. I'm different.
Well, I'll tell you, you know what really helped?
What?
When I got almost hired in North Carolina. That was another credentialing, because out of everybody that applied, I'm sure there was tons. I stood out to the point where, I didn't sign a deal, but
no, but you were hired until
I wasn't hired.
Well, I mean,
was in the final
selected.
stages.
Yeah.
I was I was the leading candidate to go up, meet everybody, make sure everything was cool. So that made me even feel more sure.
That is a beautiful silver lining.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a beautiful, because it was like all heartache and depression and sadness. But at the end of the day, you're like, well, I got selected on my merit and ability. And it's unfortunate that it was social media that got in the way, but it wasn't that you weren't qualified.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a great way to look at it.
So that made me feel a little better. I mean, a little better. Very tiny.
Okay.
A little bit better.
Yeah.
But I guess I like the internet because it allows you to bypass all this credentialing and the gatekeepers, but also, I don't know. I think we might need gatekeepers because everybody's out there just living a life of delusion. They're putting out specials and tell Johnny, please hint to him to put it on YouTube.
I'm not saying shit to nobody. I'm gonna be there in the audience going, yay!
Yay! I'm telling you, this will help him.
I'm not here to give advice. Unsolicited advice to people who didn't ask for it, Will.
I think he's gonna put it behind a paywall.
Okay.
If I had to guess, he's gonna put it behind a paywall.
Thank you.
Don't do it. I'm telling you, and I mean this. I'm not trying to be mean. Do not do it, Robert. Do not just put it on YouTube, please.
That Robert is doing very well, actually.
He is.
God bless him.
He found a way. God bless him.
Hanging out with Trump.
Yeah. Oh, is he? That's
well,
cool.
I mean, Trump was on the podcast.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he's on
DVD.
Patrick Bet David's producer now. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him, man. Election. We'll have a show before the election, right? Okay, so we'll see that.
One more before the election. That's when we're really going to give all of our predictions.
Have you submitted your ballot?
No.
Okay.
No,
Are you waiting for voting? Are you going to go vote? Okay.
Yeah, there might be an October surprise. We got 8
What
days
more
left.
could there be? I don't
know.
think...
There's been 2 October surprises in the last 2 elections.
Well, there was
you had the Hunter Biden laptop.
Yeah,
and then prior to that was the
Russian
emails.
Disinformation.
The emails.
And then the emails were
Hillary Clinton, Anthony Weiner's laptop. It's always a laptop.
It's always a laptop. Well, they had the one with Kamala's husband smacking a lady, and the news didn't really cover that at all.
I think that was like the best sort of PR he could have got for his manhood. You know what I mean? Because everyone's like, he's gonna be the first gentleman. Like he's so like baited and pussied out. Where to hear that he fucking slapped a bitch in the face, I was like,
oh, he can tell just by looking at his face that he slapped some people around. He was an entertainment lawyer, right? That's his background.
I don't know.
I think he's an entertainment lawyer.
What is,
he was working in Hollywood.
Occupation. Oh, imagine that I think he's. This sounds terrible, and no shade, but I think he's one of those like Jews for Palestine.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I know his daughter is the one with the hairy armpits. Very strong
tattoos.
Yeah, that's great. Any questions from the chat before we go? You can put them in here. I am watching a chat now. You don't even have to pay. Waiting for those to come in.
What up, Fat Pig?
Fat Pig is Fat Pig.
What'd you call me? That's the best ever.
Oh man. I guess we don't have any. Waiting.
That's all right. Well, we're
right.
10 minutes past.
Or 10 minutes past.
But yeah, sorry for the hiatus, but we're back and we're ready for action.
For action. Happy to do the election
Happy holidays,
special.
Will.
Thank you. We're officially starting the holidays. I started mine on Labor Day, but thank you. But we're in the holiday season. So let's eat, drink, and be merry. We'll talk to you next week. We'll have election stuff next week. I think we should just do all. We have so many stories that we just didn't get to, and I'm sure there'll be more coming. The October surprise.
Diddy.
Joe wants to know if you're COVID clear.
Oh yeah, I was negative last Monday, but I sounded sick, so I didn't want to be around people and sound sick. But I am good. I'm better than ever, as you could tell by my muscles.
Morning show replacement. I believe that refers to the executive producer of the morning show of 102.5 The Bone being relieved of his duties. Haven't heard anything about that. Would love to. If something comes up, Neil, send them message. Send them my way. I'd be more than happy to do that. But no, as of now, nothing that I've heard. Anyways, how about doing more than one show a week? What happened to that? Yeah, we sporadically do those. But you're right, Philip. I would like to do that. Just depends on what our schedules are. Right now, I could theoretically do that, and I think you probably could too.
I could.
I could. We'll see.
I started at a new jiu-jitsu gym.
Okay.
So I'm doing like 2-a-days and shit.
Okay.
Trying to get.
All right. It's all good. We'll do what we can. It's all good. And guess that's it.
Let's end it there.
Well, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much for coming back. It is good to be back. I'm going to put this on Substack right now. The rest of the freeloaders can wait until Sunday. Radio St. Pete, 6 o'clock, where we share a home with the radio legend, Mosh Gelton. Runner-up, second place, best of the Bay. So congratulations to him. It's nice to live in his shadow there in Radio St. Pete. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.